So welcome, Chad. Thanks for joining for Trailbuilding Talk Thursdays and giving us an update on all things CAMBA for 2021.
Hey, Fiona. Yeah, no, it's great to be here. Look forward to this chat and
Nice.
catching up. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so first question here, Chad, is how did you get involved in CAMBA and what is your role with the organization?
Right now, I'm the president of CAMBA. I started out when CAMBA started as a vice president, and Wanda Bogdan, who founded CAMBA, was the president. How I got involved was after being in Canmore for a couple of years, and traveling and riding trails in a lot of other areas. I just noticed that, hey, why doesn't Canmore have a mountain bike trail association? It seemed like we had a lot of trails, and I wasn't sure why we didn't have an association. I started asking around at the bike shops, and I think it was Tyson at Rebound who said, listen, you need to talk to Wanda Bogdan. She is asking the same questions and is in the process of trying to put something together. So I didn't know who Wanda was. And I think it was Audrey Duval from Shred Sisters who I think she was in the store at the time and said, hey, I'm friends with Wanda. I'll connect you. So I connected with Wanda, and from there, the rest is history. I've been working with Wanda ever since, and it's we've been at it for almost 5 years. We incorporated in April of 2016 as a not-for-profit society in Alberta.
Nice. Okay, so next question here. Can you provide us with a fat biking grooming update in Canmore, and what have you got in store for next year?
Okay. This year we had aspirations to help groom fat bike trails, and also we had an idea to introduce some pop-up trails in Three Sisters Mountain Village. We presented that to TSMV. They were on board, and the idea was to kind of take areas that are not developed and put in trails that are only there for the winter with signage, and then take them down. Pop-up trails, take them down the next in the spring, and then introduce them again in winter, and they might be a little different. We mentioned that I think at our AGM, and we talked about getting a snow dog to groom in the winter. And then Bryony Williamson, who's the trails manager at the Nordic Center, called me and she said, hey, I hear that you're looking at buying a snow dog. We have one. I think it might be a good idea for you to try it first and see what you think. We're having problems with it, but you're welcome to use it. And so we did. We took her up on that. We actually, instead of doing the pop-up trails this year and grooming outside of the Nordic Center, we decided to help out the Nordic Center and just groom there and get an appreciation and understanding for the machine. So Andrew Dickinson, who's our VP of Trails and Safety, and another volunteer, Greg Paulus, helped the Nordic Center staff groom this winter. And it was awesome. Fantastic. I think the machine is good. There's another version of the machine that we are looking at purchasing for next season that's got a little more horsepower that I think would help. And we would use it to groom Loki, Guy Lafleur. We'll try it there. We're looking at some town trails. So kind of expand winter grooming outside of the Nordic Center, but continue to help the Nordic Center.
Nice. So that's awesome. Okay, so next question here is how can people donate to CAMBA or sign up for a membership?
Yeah, I think it's quite easy. I hope it's quite easy. It started out being papers that you fill out at bike shops, but we've evolved and we have software that's helping us. So if you go to our website, camba.ca, there's a membership tab on there, and it takes you to Tidy HQ, which is the software that we have had for the last couple of seasons. You just need to create a profile. It's quick. Sign a waiver, and buy your membership, individual or family membership, and simple as that.
Perfect. And then CAMBA has developed a corporate partnership program this year. Can you tell us how interested businesses can get involved with that program?
Yeah, I think we introduced it at the beginning of in the middle of 2020, and we created a partnership program where businesses can sign up for a green, blue, black, double black corporate partnership. And with that comes, with each level comes memberships for their staff, comes different levels of social media exposure, either on Instagram or Facebook, or banners on our website. And it's taken off really well. We have a number of green, blue, black. I think we cover all of those 4 levels. And it's, the idea was to really help fundraise for the Enduro Trail that we've been working on for the last few seasons. It's a capital project that is a lot more than our operating budget, and so we needed to kind of find a way to do that. And the corporate partnership program has been working really well. So if anybody wants to learn more about it, they just go to our website, and I think right next to membership is partnership, and you just click on that, and it's all there, and you can see some of the wonderful businesses that have already signed up and are on board to just make trails a priority in the community. It's been great.
Oh, it's perfect. And what is the total cost of the new Enduro Trail?
The Enduro Trail, as we had it, so the conceptual design for the trail was approved back in winter of 2018. That trail estimated to cost around $100,000. So it's, we've applied for a provincial grant. We've applied 3 times, and we're supposed to find out about it in the next few weeks. It's a matching grant, so the idea is that the provincial government would put in $50,000, and we would have to come up with another 50. So it's still a significant amount for an association such as ours, but we're very confident that we're going to be able to get there, especially with the support that we've seen so far.
Oh, that's awesome. Besides new trail development, what else does membership fees and donations go towards?
Our membership fees go towards, every member that we have signed up, we have to have insurance for. So there's a portion of that membership goes to the insurance cost. Our insurance is based on number of members, and the amount of trails and kilometers that we are responsible for maintaining. And that changes every year. We also put that money towards supplies such as lumber and signposts and signage materials, all the tools that we use for maintenance and trail building, trail counters. We've recently have been continuing to add to our trail counter inventory, and we have our trail counters. We're lucky enough in Canmore to have a company called TrafX that has great trail counters. So we have trail counters that have the ability to detect if a mountain biker is going by, or if it's someone who's not on something magnetic, so a hiker or runner or whatever. So we have those counters, and they're quite expensive. So membership goes to all of those things, the supplies, and that's kind of it. Just what it takes. Oh, and IT. I mentioned software for membership, but there's software for designing our signs. There's software for some of the wayfinding that we do, that kind of thing. So it's and then at the AGM every year we show a detailed breakdown of where the money's went, what's come in, and what our budget is for the upcoming year.
Well, fair enough. Okay, and the next question here: how do membership numbers help CAMBA?
Yeah, membership numbers are very important when we are working with land managers. So Alberta Parks, Alberta Public Lands, TSMV, Exshaw Gateway, the town of Canmore. When we're asking for, when we're advocating, really, if you represent, if your association represents, 10, 20, 30 members, they don't take that as serious as if you have numbers like we have this year. I mean, right now we're at 550 members, which has gone up significantly over the last couple of years. I think the first season we had about 120, 140, something like that. So it's wonderful. But, when we write letters, when we advocate to the Ministry of Parks, when we're writing to the MLA, quoting that number gives you some gives you some clout, I would say. And you're not just we're not, the board's not representing ourselves. We're representing everything we do. Is we're representing 550 members,
Right.
and that's a loud voice. So it's really important.
Oh, definitely. Okay, and we already spoke a little bit about the new Enduro Trail at the Nordic Center, but can you give us a bit more of an update on the status of that project?
Yeah, it's coming along very well. We like I said, we're kind of waiting on this grant that's supposed to come out any week now. What we've been doing in the meantime is spending a lot of time out in the field, GPSing the track, kind of narrowing it down to where we can go. We've had a few walks with the Alberta Parks Ecology Department, with their planning department, Nordic Center staff, and kind of trying to narrow it down when we're ready to send out a request for proposals for the actual design and for the build. Really, we have a project manager for this now, who is a volunteer project manager, who is a professional engineer. His name's James Gunn, and he's taken on organizing all of this for us, because it's like I mentioned, $100,000 or whatever it may be. It's a lot of money, and we can't afford to not have have a very focused eyes on it. So yeah, we're lucky to have James. We will see where the funding takes us, how the fundraising goes this year. The plan is, though, to, even if we don't get the provincial grant, I think we're at a point where we can phase the construction of it, and do it over a few seasons. But if we did it all in one chunk, we could get, with a professional builder, we can get this all built in one season. And we're kind of thinking around to get it completely built in 2022. We also have a subcommittee that James, the project manager, runs, and we have members of Steeds Enduro, Marcus Henry and Felix Camira on that committee, as well as a representative from Alberta Parks and a CAMBA board member as well, to just make sure that the trail that we build is what is designed for the intended purpose. We want it to be a trail that is enduro style, technical, fast, gives riders options of more of a free ride approach or a NAR approach, however you want to say it. So it's awesome. It's moving along. It's our top priority, top capital priority right now. So.
Oh, that sounds great. Okay, next question here. Can you give us an update on the Three Sisters Mountain Village trails and the status of them in light of the proposed new development? Okay.
Yeah, right now there's two trails that are on private TSMB land. Loki Trail, or Lowline it's called, and Guy Lafleur Trail, that's just to the east, that goes towards Dead Man's Flats. These trails are, so we signed a memorandum of understanding with TSMB back in the winter of 2018, similar to agreements that we have with the town of Canmore, and we're working on another one with another private developer in Exshaw. And in doing that, we have been able to ensure that Loki and Guy Lafleur are maintained and they're sanctioned. We now, the community now has, because of the work that we've done, has access guaranteed and approval to be on those trails. In the past, those trails, those are very popular trails, especially Loki. It kind of connects TSMB to other network of trails. They were never sanctioned. They were never legitimate. People used them, and TSMB didn't make a fuss about it. But now it's official, which is great. So depending what happens with their proposed ASPs that are out for review right now with town council, Loki is a trail that is going through one of the proposed ASPs that they have. This trail is not going to be lost. Loki, we are working with them to look at moving Loki. And I think from what I've seen so far, moving Loki, and Loki will be a better trail than it is today. So, Loki isn't getting, whatever happens, if development gets approved, Loki's not going to go anywhere. It's going to change. And we're working with them to ensure that trail's designed properly and is, they know it's a priority for the community, and it's a priority for them because they're working with us, which is great. So stay tuned more on where Loki goes and what Loki looks like in the next probably a couple of years, because yeah, and there's some drainage issues on Loki right now. We're going to be looking at putting in a feature to help with drainage this season, because Loki's going to be around, who knows how long, but we got to fix this drainage now. And that's the other benefit of sanctioning trails, is that they get maintained and they're kept sustainable.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. So next question here. What projects does CAMBA have coming up for the 2021 season?
So one project that we have been, we just shut down because of winter coming, is the Quarry Lake Park project that we've been working on for the last few seasons for the town of Canmore. We want to finish phase 2, which is the construction of a progressive multi-stage drop zone. That we started that. It's we got 3 drops in, and we will, once we finish that, we'll be looking at doing a one more progression, probably I call it an advanced line as well. So in the end, we're hoping that we're going to have 4 drops there. So that's going to be built really quick, and then we're going to have a grand opening event for that in probably June or July. The other projects we're working on is I mentioned the bridge that's going to be put in at Loki to help with that. We have a new black trail that was built last year called, it doesn't really have a name, but it's right by the powerhouse and the legacy switchbacks going up to the Nordic Center. That trail there's some improvements that we need to make, because it's steep, and there's after it's been ridden for about a month, we realize, okay, we've kind of identified areas that just need to be fixed up a little bit. So we were working on that. There's another drop zone that members have kind of come forward to us and expressed an interest in championing a drop zone at Benchland Skills Park. So this is something else that we're helping that group work towards and present that to the town of Canmore. And that would complement Benchlands, which would be awesome. We're going to be doing a lot of maintenance too. We had some maintenance that we did out on Montaigne with the group from the Canmore Trail Alliance that will continue with that. There's going to be little maintenance that we're going to be looking at the Nordic Center. There's a group that's really been working hard on this long loop at the Nordic Center, which is a big, long project. So we'll be chipping in on that as well. And then, the other thing that we need to finish is Razor's Edge. Last year we finished the connector trail. We got it up to the Alpine to connect with the existing Razor's Edge. However, there is some more work to be done on some maintenance of the old Razor's Edge. The Alberta Parks, for that trail to actually be sanctioned, we need to finish that maintenance. So even though the connector's been done and connects to the old trail, that trail still technically isn't sanctioned yet. So our goal is to finish that this season. So in the fall, Razor's Edge is a newly sanctioned trail that's part of our maintenance regimen.
That sounds awesome. And speaking of sanctioned trails, it sounds like there might be a few developments on Prospector as well with sanctioning that trail.
Yeah, Prospector is interesting. We just did a survey. We do a survey every 2 years, and this year I think we had about 650 respondents from Canmore and area and Calgary as well, all over the place. And Prospector came up as the second most popular trail in our area. And the funny thing is, the interesting thing is that Prospector isn't sanctioned. It's not a legal trail. It's It was built back in, I think it was 2008 by Blue Faulkner and a group from Exshaw. And this group in Exshaw, there's a few individuals that still, I'd say, are stewards for that trail and really, really help it and ensure that they do a wonderful job maintaining it. The only thing is that it's just not official trail. And you also have other people going on the trail and putting in structures, and it could end up being a little bit of a free-for-all and maybe not to standards, right? So it's important to sanction it. The challenge is that trail goes through Alberta public lands. It goes through private land. It goes through a Lafarge lease for their their mining operation.
Mhm.
This trail crosses all those boundaries, and when that happens, it makes it very difficult to sanction it. So we're working with all those land managers, helping with the help of the stewards in Exshaw to work towards getting Prospector sanctioned, and then hopefully looking at looking at Exshaw macroscopically to look and see what else could be done in that area for trails, not just Prospector, but is there other opportunities? Infrastructure has been a big problem. The trail's so popular that parking's become a problem. Bathroom facilities. And the community. There's been a lot of bad experiences the community's had with riders coming and just parking wherever, or unfortunately going to the bathroom wherever. It's just so we want to, we have to work with the community and the municipality of Bighorn. So that's something we're doing, but it's going to take a while, but it's a priority for us. That's why CAMBA's Canmore area, Exshaw was the reason. It's an important community, and Blue was instrumental with a lot of trails in the area, and we owe it to Blue to keep that trail. That's what's going on with it. Yeah.
Nice. And then what about there's like a new section of Prospector, is that included?
Yeah, there's a new section that was built that I think in the second phase of a bigger look at trails in Exshaw, that trail will be included in that. Right. I think a phased approach to look at Prospector first. And Prospector has the challenges of crossing those land boundaries. Once you get up there to this other trail you're talking about, it doesn't have multiple land managers. It has one. There's a lot. The process, to do this is something similar to what Moose Mountain Bike Trail Society had to do for the Husky Trails, for the Prairie Mountain Trails. So we've actually met with them too. They've been really working. We keep in touch with all of the other mountain bike associations. Not just in Alberta, but in BC. We all have contacts there, and the community really helps each other. And Moose Mountains really helped us in kind of understanding, okay, listen, these are the pitfalls we had. This is a big process. Have a look at what we did. It's daunting, but they've kind of paved the way to work with Alberta Public Lands to do what they did. And we're kind of, they're helping us to do it out at Exshaw. So yeah, it's a lot of work. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, next question here. When is the CAMBA AGM?
CAMBA AGM is, we just have to get our financials audited by the accountant, and I think they're in. So, and then when that happens, we have to give notice. But we're kind of trying for May the 4th. So we'll see if that works out. It'll be on Zoom again, unfortunately. But it'll be the second time we did it on Zoom. So I think we're okay with that. And but yeah, stay tuned. We'll send out a save the date. If we could zero in on the 4th, we'll send that out. And if not, it'll probably just be a few days after that.
That's perfect. Okay, and then how can riders get involved by signing up to volunteer?
Yes, we need volunteers. There's a lot going on. If anyone's looking to become a crew leader and has some experience with building, let us know. And if anybody wants to just volunteer, or groups want to volunteer and have a social night together, we do have an occupational health and safety policy and procedures, and we have a safe work practice for COVID. So it's something that we implemented last year, and our trail operations are safe in that respect. So I think this season's going to be exciting to volunteer. You could send us a email at volunteers@camba.ca, or go to our webpage. We're working on the events calendar for when our trail nights are, and we're over the next couple of weeks, we're just trying to, I'd say by the third week in April, definitely by our AGM, we will have that events calendar ready to go. You can go sign up with, we use a service called Volunteer Sign Up. It's actually made by the same company that does our trail counters, Trafex. You sign up on there, and it's pretty simple. It's but we need volunteers. Just come out once, give it a try. Guaranteed you'll want to come out again. Yeah, it's exciting working on something and then riding it after and seeing the work that you did. It's pretty fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's just like yeah, like you're saying, it's a great way to give back and also an opportunity to meet other people in the community. They're just so fun. Like it's great. It's really fun to get out for those trail days.
It's great. Yeah. I hope to see you all out there. It's fun.
Nice. Okay, so the next thing here we're going to discuss is the Pedal and Pint event.
Yeah.
Really nice.
So this is something that's going to be, everyone's going to hear about it in, I think April 15th, we're going to release it, but it's called Pedal for Pints. And it's coincidentally, purely, Sheepdog Brewery approached us about an idea, and the bike shop in Calgary, who's one of our membership who's a corporate partner, but also provides membership discounts to members at all the bike shop locations in Calgary, came to us with the same idea. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to fundraise for the Freeride Enduro Trail, and we are trying to mix it with beer and prizes and encourage people to just get out and ride certain loops. We're gonna have a loop for kids. We're gonna have an adaptive loop. We're gonna have another loop. I don't want to give too much away, but maybe in the next couple of weeks you can meet with Justin, who's kind of been putting and he's doing all this background programming and how it's all tied in. It's amazing. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
And I think it's going to span the whole season. So if any organizations or individuals are looking to get involved to give to the Enduro Trail and get involved in Pedal for Pints, let us know. We're going to be looking for more. There'll be a lot of exposure, and you're giving back to the trails, and it's going to go towards to the Enduro Trail. So you can send an email to fundraising@camba.ca if you want to get involved. If you have any questions, and we'll get you on there.
That sounds great.
Exciting.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Nice. And there was one thing we didn't discuss, but I think it's worth mentioning as well, because I think Justin is spearheading this one as well, as your fat biking grooming app.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I think you know how it is on Facebook with some of these groups. Everyone's asking about conditions, and we found that with our volunteers at the Nordic Center, and Justin and Andrew worked on this together. Why not come up with an app that will show when trails were groomed with the snow dog, and when they were and what the condition is like. So there's in like super beta, I don't know, what is that? I don't know if it's alpha or I don't know what it is. Like just pre-beta. They put an app together that does all those things. So we're just kind of playing with it right now. And then we'll hopefully be able to use it next season for not just the Nordic Center, but for all the trails that we're looking after grooming. Nordic Center does talk about, they do on the Alberta Parks website have some conditions, but we wanted to take it a step further, and when was it groomed last, and what is the condition like, and really live updates from the groomers, because they will be able to do it on their phone, and it'll go directly to this app that all riders can access anywhere. So stay tuned.
That's amazing. Yeah, because fat bike conditions change so quickly. So that's an amazing initiative. That's
awesome. Cool. I'm excited. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like Justin was our IT guy before he was our VP, and he just loves doing this stuff, and I'm blown away at everything he showed me. So it's pretty
smart guy.
Smart guy.
Okay, so is there anything else that you wanted to discuss or talk about, Chad, before we finish up?
Thank you. I mean, thanks for doing this series that you're doing, and for putting a priority on trails. It's I think it's important to get the word out and to get riders to become members and become a member, and then take it a step further and come and volunteer. And it's these trails, they are getting used a lot. This last season was just mind-blowing, and it's gonna get I was going to say it's going to get worse, but no, I'm going to say it's going to get better. It's better to have mountain bikers riding bikes on trails. And, I think with that, we just need to, the responsibility is going to be on the volunteers to make sure those trails are kept up and maintained and kept sustainable and are here for years to come. So it's exciting that bikes has taken off so much. I think with that is going to come more volunteers. I think more people are exposed to the sport. And I really encourage people to buy a membership with CAMBA. If support where you ride. I mean, if you ride Moose Mountain, get a Moose Mountain membership. Greater Bragg Creek, Calgary Mountain Bike Alliance, get memberships, go volunteer, help out, and then ride. And let's have some fun.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Because if we didn't have trails, we might as well just sell our mountain bikes because we'd have nowhere to ride. So very important.
Isn't that true? Yeah, they take work and they don't maintain themselves. And Alberta Parks has done a wonderful job. However, we all know about how there's been government cuts continue. COVID's going to make funding more challenging as the years go by. Right. We all know what's going on, but so what that does is it puts more of a responsibility on volunteerism. And you put in 2 hours or you put in an evening of trail building, and that's a lot. Our crew leaders are awesome. We have the processes in place that we built over these last 5 years. We're getting better every year. We just need people to come out and help out. Yeah. Oh,
that's awesome. That's a perfect way to end things here. So thank you so much, Chad, for taking the time to interview tonight and tell us about what's going on with CAMBA this season. And I'll definitely be coming out for your trail building events. They're so fun.
Yeah. Again. Yeah. You were out there a few times. That's great.
Definitely. Yeah.
Thanks for doing this, Fiona. It's a pleasure.
You're welcome.
Always a pleasure.
Awesome. Okay. Thanks a lot, Chad. See ya.
All right. Take care.